welcome into our pregame conversation with SNU women's head coach Trent May. The Crimson Storm back at home this evening with a pre-Thanksgiving tune-up against Angelo State. And Trent, welcome back home. You've been on the road, a couple MIAA teams, splitting those. What would you take away from those games for your team?
Well, back in early, the first of the season, those were really good opponents. It was a great tournament overall. There's a lot of those teams that could beat a lot of Division I, low major teams, low D1 teams. And so it was good experience. We're fortunate to get a win the first game against a really good team who's, you talk about a big roster. So they had multiple girls who were good size and good players, and so we were fortunate to get that win. And then had a tough day the next day. There's something about making shots along with playing good defense, and making shots, is sometimes a requirement to get the W. And so they were hot, we weren't, and that was, in my opinion, that was a giant difference in the game. So yeah, those were, back a few weeks ago, and so excited to keep going right now, and find our shooting opportunities and wash away our woes right now.
Last week on the road at UCO and then at Missouri Southern, what were some things that you took away from that road split with those two?
Well, again, playing on the road, and right now I think if you look just at college sports in general, unless you're just the top of the top, it's one of those things where it's like, winning can be hard, and it's you relish in it when you do, and when you get that opportunity, and you make enough plays. We weren't excited really with the way we played the game, but you still walk away with the game and celebrate a good win. We still have standards, and this time of year, it's you're looking. You don't have the some may have the answers, but we're going to continue to build, and we're going to look for those standards along the way, and find out what's best and what works and what's not. And sometimes you have different rotations and different lineups and different substitutions, and the patterns aren't. They may be in sync one year, and the next year they may be. It's not the same. And so right now we're searching for those things, and but like the way our team's competing, we this last weekend. It was in Missouri. We again did not shoot the ball well, and so it's like when you look at our losses and you look, well, what's the common denominator? It's that. But there's a lot of little things like we're almost making the right play, but that's sports. That's you almost did this, you almost did that, or we a little bit closer here, a little bit right, and so it's like, and that's what it was for us. It's like we're almost there. It's like we feel like we're in the. It's just we just got to now just be in the right spots to make those right the ship a little bit, making those right plays at the right time, and that's what the good teams do. And those who are still trying to figure it out, or that's what you're searching to see if that will happen. So,
is missing shots a more palatable, correctable thing as opposed to missing assignments for you as a coach?
Oh, it's a great question. Against Texas women's, sometimes you have to shoot with confidence, just like with anything. If you're throwing a pitch, hitting a ball, serving a tennis ball, bowling ball, I don't know, throwing a cornhole bag, whatever it is, it's like you're up to the spotlight is on you in that moment, and I think that's where repetition comes in, and we've been talking about making sure we're getting the right repetitions, because you can walk in the gym and throw a ball at the basket 1,000 times and feel good and leave. But was it game like? Were your lungs on fire? Were your legs hot? Was there game intentionality? And sometimes that can be the difference in performance of how have you been working, and what does that look like? And I'm telling you right now in practice, it's I'm getting older as a coach, but they are flying by. I'm like, well, that was 2 hours. Like we felt like we just started, and so to get all the things done that you want to for every single person, it's like that's why you. We have great student athletes that understand the student part, and they do a fantastic job in the classroom. And so and we don't have study hall. Like we allow them because they've been so good at it, what they do, and I don't want to, if they're already good at it, I don't want to get in the way with that. So it's just like with sports, it's like if you're not getting what you need, then that's why study hall is super important. That's why the extra reps and the game like it. So because if you don't know the material, then or you're kind of working on the material, that's not gonna get it done. And so we're working on that. And I think you got to have that individual, accountability, and you have to have that desire. And if you don't, it's only coach driven, then we're only going to go so far with that.
How do you feel like the new pieces are integrating with those returners that you have on the roster?
Yeah, I think good. Leadership's huge. We lost a lot, and so I think daily you're looking for those. And everyone's coming in from or returning from a different spot than they were last year, and so even though you have a good number of returners, but they don't have a lot of reps behind them. And so learning, they got to watch, and now watching and doing are two different things. And so now we're expecting a lot of doing. And we'll see how that goes. Because again, that's we hopefully are emphasizing it the right way, and hoping that it's received the right way, and then but we gotta actions everything, and so that's what we're still kind of waiting on. And so the best teams, I heard this for it's college football season. I'm a big college football fan. They were talking about the elite teams, continue to or communicating at a high level. And well, that's translatable. That's what you're looking for within any organization is communication, no matter what. And so the highly effective ones who can communicate well are, and that's what you're looking for in a team. And those, because if you're communicating with each other, then good things are probably happening, or at least you're correcting it if they're not going well.
Today, take on Angelo State, come in 2-2. What have you seen on film from the Rambells that are going to?
Well, they shoot a lot of threes. Right now, we're giving up a lot of high percentage threes. So teams are knocking down shots against us, which I'm not a fan of that whatsoever, and we're not. So it's not the balance is off. So they shoot a lot of threes. They have a good high-low inside game that they work on. They're also turnover susceptible. So if we're not making them turn it over tonight, then again something's wrong with our defense. And I think defense travels. That's something that you shouldn't this time of year right now. It should be one of those things. It'd be just mad effort. You may miss the assignment that you mentioned earlier, but there's things of just your effort and playing so hard and covering for each other, and that's where communication comes in, big time. And so we'll see. They're a talented team. They're pretty young, and so. But the things again, we gotta think about other teams right now and what they're doing, and we gotta look inside and look in the mirror and fix the things that are going on with us.
Like you mentioned, they're turnover susceptible. They also force a lot of turnovers as well. Is that out of a pressure system, or is it out of just intense half court defense?
Yeah, I think just the intensity overall. I think that I'm not sure what the teams. Not the caliber. I'm not sure what their offenses look like per se, but we've done a good job of taking care of the ball, and so that will be one of those battle of wills tonight, and hopefully ours will be enforced of turning them over and taking care of the ball for us. So that's something that I'm definitely proud of this team. And we had a lot on Saturday in the first half, and then we talked about it at halftime or spoke about it really highly, and then they came out in the second half and did a really good job of taking care of the ball. And so when we do that, again for us, it's just when you knock down shots, just like when winning covers a multitude of sins. So it's knocking down shots. When you start knocking down shots, everyone feels better, and it's kind of like for right now, it's everyone kind of you miss one shot and everyone kind of gets that like I can't be the next one to miss and so on. And so we're just trying to let them play free and shoot the ball, because if you don't, it's not going to go in. If you don't shoot it confidently, it's definitely not going to go in.
Yeah, absolutely. You've already got your Christmas tree up. Thanksgiving on Thursday, though. Yeah. What is the one dish that you could leave off your Thanksgiving
That's
table?
my all-around year tree, man. That's decoration, man. It's a tree with lights, man. I mean, that's then you put anything you want on it. I think I'm going to go with. It's not just one thing, but it's the rolls later in the day that you just pull everything out of the refrigerator and you put it on a roll. Just eat those little sliders, and whatever's left, you just throw it on there. And so for me, it's the later in the day. It's like getting the rolls and making sliders, man. That's for me. That's my go-to after Thanksgiving.
What's something that you're like, if this wasn't on the table, I wouldn't miss it?
Oh man, thankfully in our house, we do a great job of not making those things. But I guess it's probably the green Jello. If I'm anywhere else, not a Jello fan. It's like, that's like in between real dessert and the actual food, and it's just kind of a waste for me. So What about you? What's your go-to?
Man, my go-to is a good sweet potato casserole.
Okay, can't go wrong with sweet potatoes.
Can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong.
Not at all. So leaving off, I don't really have one.
Okay,
I like it all.
Yeah, well, I love it. That's awesome. That's good.
Well, Trent, hopefully we get to celebrate Thursday in style with a win tonight. So best of luck tonight against Angelo State.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sawyer Center on the campus of Southern Nazarene University. Crimson Storm women's basketball is on the air. This evening, the Crimson Storm look to get back to their winning ways as they host the Angelo State Rambells. Hi, everyone. Luke McConnell and Esther Santos here with you from Bobby Martin Court. Delighted to have you with us for this pre-Thanksgiving tune-up for the Crimson Storm as they look to bounce back after Saturday's 68-60 loss at Missouri Southern. SNU 1-1 last week against MIAA opponents as they got the win last Tuesday evening at Central Oklahoma, 64-57 up in Edmond last week. And you heard in the pregame talk, Coach Trent May mentioning that even in the win, Crimson Storm not playing quite up to their standards, so an opportunity here this evening for SNU to bounce back and get back on the right track before Thanksgiving. This is the last non-conference tune-up before the Crimson Storm embark on Great American Conference play again next Tuesday evening here at the Sawyer Center as SNU plays host to Arkansas Monticello before taking on Southern Arkansas next Thursday evening. The starting lineups being introduced for both teams. Let's run through those for you. First for the visiting Ramblers out of Angelo State. First up, number 00, junior guard Landry Morrow, 5'8" out of Assen, and Lauren Reether. SNU in their home whites storm across the front in red with numbers trimmed in red. Ramblers in their traveling yellows, Ramblers in blue across the front with blue numbers and trim. It'll be Giddy and Stevens set to jump center circle, and Giddy wins the tip over the senior Stevens. SNU moving right to left to start the contest. Gatsuka working on the left wing. Trying to get it inside to Giddy, can't do so. Gives it up top to King. King knifing to the foul line, steps through, off the glass, no good. Stevens collects the rebound. Into the paint goes Morrow. Nice defense there by Otsuka with the deflection, and it goes out of bounds off of Morrow. And Esther coming into today, SNU 2 of 3 against some really tough competition. The Crimson Storm, though, looking to bounce back against a Ramblers team that's 2-2 and averaging just 57 points per game so far this season.
Yes, the girls are looking good. They're excited. The crowd is, even though we're ready to go on break, there's still people here supporting the Crimson Storm here. So let's see what the girls can do here.
Here's Morrow out top. Gives it back to Lumsden. Now Stevens on the right side, up top to Marquette. Lumsden now holding left wing, up top to Morrow. Morrow driving into the paint, working against Hoffman. 5 on the shot clock for Morrow. Here's Stevens. Has to pull the trigger on a right wing three. It's off the front iron, no good. And Otsuka has the rebound for SNU. Umi outside Hoffman. Into the paint, she drives. Cut off and fouled is the call. It's going on Esquivel, the freshman out of Lubbock. Her first personal foul and the first on the Ramblers. Nearly 90 seconds gone by first quarter. SNU will inbound right baseline with 22 on the shot clock. Hoffman triggering in for the Crimson Storm, needs help. Lobs it up top, looking for King, deflected, but King saves it in front of the Angelo State bench. Here's Giddy at the foul circle. Back cut to Jenna Bay. Left-hand layup is good for the junior from Shattuck. Beautiful feed from Hannah Giddy. And Jenna Bay with a nice left-handed finish. That's the Crimson Storm on top, 2-0. Lumsden drives baseline, kicks it out right wing. Morrow open three. It's off the front iron, no good. Bay tracks down the rebound and gives it up to King. King, long lead pass to Giddy running the floor. Missed the layup short. And Stevens clears. Here come the Ramblers back the other way. Esquivel, right wing. Pulls back, fires an 18-footer over the rim, no good. Bay collects another rebound for SNU. She'll bring it into the front court for the Crimson Storm. 2 minutes gone by, 2-0 SNU. Otsuka had it knocked away by Esquivel. Comes to Hoffman. Mismatch inside with Morrow guarding Giddy. Otsuka can't get it to her and then throws it away to Stevens. Missed opportunity there for SNU. Already the second turnover for the Crimson Storm. That pass looking for Stevens is wide of her, and it clambers out of bounds. The second turnover for the Ramblers. You heard in the pregame Coach Trent May mentioning that the Ramblers a little turnover susceptible. They average 23 per game. They've had at least 27 twice, a minimum of 17 in every contest so far this season. They also forced 21 per game coming into tonight. As Giddy holds at the right elbow, outside to Bay. Goes right behind the Giddy pick. Switch on to her is the Rambells at Marquette. Giddy doubled, and its pass is deflected out of bounds. Giddy got clocked in the head, it looks like, but no call. 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Crimson Storm. Addie Burns into the game for the Rambells for Morrow, that last stoppage. So 10 seconds for SNU as Giddy gets it up top. Needs help, fires it into traffic. Bay with a nice catch, splits the double team. Fading hook is up and good, and the foul. Potentially an ill-advised pass there, Esther, but Jenna Bay pays it off with the bucket, plus one.
That's correct. Angelo State's putting on a lot of heavy defense on the girls. They're not letting Giddy do much here. Trying to keep her blocked, keep the bigger, taller girls with coverage.
Bay's free throw up and good. Jenna now perfect 5 for 5 from the free throw line thus far, and a deflection off of Lumsden out of play, and SNU gets possession back as King forces the turnover in the backcourt. And Lumsden will check out, and freshman Taylor Grona, 5'8" out of Fredericksburg, Texas, into the contest. Bay inbounds up top to King, holding right wing. Entry pass down low to Bay. Bay backing down, double team comes, she kicks it back around. Atsuka, left wing, rise and fire for three. It's off the front iron, no good. Rebound fought for, Burns went to the ground with it. Esquivel has it now in the front court for the Rambells. SNU leads 5-0, 6:43 to go first quarter. Here's Esquivel, left elbow, pull-up jumper is good from the freshman, averaging 10 points per game this season out of Lubbock, Texas. SNU quickly back the other way. Hoffman nearly had her foot on the sideline there. Entry pass goes to Giddy. The double team comes. SNU swings it around. Atsuka top of the key. Here's Giddy now at the right elbow. 14 on the shot clock for SNU. Atsuka hesitates, drives to the basket. Scoop layup, too strong. Stevens collects the miss for the Rambells. 3-on-1 break if they want it. Esquivel pull up from the left elbow. Good again. 5-4 Crimson Storm, 4 minutes gone by first quarter. Here's Bay to the foul line, bounce pass to Giddy on the roll, hit the side of the backboard with the shot. And back the other way come the Rambells. SNU now just 2 for 7 from the field. Shooting has been the struggle here in the early going. Stevens driving baseline, but stepped on the sideline as she began her drive. Atsuka checks out. Bracy Nyberg, the freshman out of Sealing, Oklahoma, checking in. And Esther Bracy has come on strong, scoring 9 points each of the last 2 games. She's from a powerhouse program here in the state of Oklahoma, so big-time basketball not unfamiliar to her.
No, definitely not. And you see her make a difference when she's on the court. She's looking, she's trying to make plays there, always getting ready, defense up. She goes and takes those shots, and she's just a great player to have out on the court and with the team.
On cue, Nyberg gets the open three-point look from the screen from Giddy. Missed it though, and coming the other way is Stevens. Stevens had it knocked away by King. Looked like the SNU might have gotten away with one there, but coming the other way is King. Right corner, Hoffman. Hoffman hesitates, had it poked away from her by Grona, but back outside to King. Here's Bay to the foul line. Working, tried to get it out to King. It's knocked away. A jump ball is the call, and that's going to go over to the Rambells when we come back. 4:45 to go in the opening quarter. SNU leads this one 5-4. We'll take a timeout and be back with more. This is SNU basketball.
Our live stream, welcome. My name is Danny Thomason, and I'm the Director of Intercollegiate Athletics here at Southern Nazarene University. We're glad that you're enjoying our live stream. I just want to let you know that we believe that we can impact our student athletes here at Southern Nazarene University in 3 really important ways. First and foremost, always spiritually. We want our student athletes to grow spiritually. Secondly, we want them to grow academically. We want them to walk across that stage and get that degree, which is so important in their success in life. The third way is we want your athletes to be successful in their chosen sport. And we have an incredible staff of coaches and support staff that help them to do that, and a lot of resources. So thank you, and if you want more information about Southern Nazarene University Athletics, go to snuathletics.com, snuathletics.com, and remember, always bolts up. Woo!
Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. 4:45 to go in the opening period. Southern Nazarene leads this one 5-4. SNU scored the first 5 points of the ball game, but the Ram Bells have come back with the last 4 as SNU 3 turnovers thus far in the first quarter. SNU has forced 4 turnovers and turned those into 3 points. Hannah Duncan in for the first time as Jenna Bay takes a seat for the Crimson Storm. Here's Grona into the front court, passes it over to Stevens. Stevens wasn't ready for the hot pass, missed the shot as well. And here comes SNU back the other way. Here's Nyberg, entry pass to Giddy. Double team comes, they swing it around in the corner. King fires a 3, it's partially blocked. Stevens saves it on the end line, then threw it away. Here's Giddy at the foul line to Nyberg. Nyberg rolls her ankle, goes down, loose ball, still loose, and a tie-up as King ties up Grona, and it still is SNU ball on the possession arrow. It will be a fresh 30 on the shot clock on the alternating possession. Briley Marquette checks out. Kanaya Williams in for the first time. Junior center out of Georgetown, Texas, stands 6'4". The big lineup out there right now for the Ram Bells with both Stevens and Williams there. Here's King, left wing up top to Hoffman. To Giddy at the left elbow, faces up. Double team comes, pass deflected by Stevens. Duncan tracks it down, 17 on the shot clock. Giddy outside Hoffman. Left wing 3 is online. It's perfect from Jordan Hoffman. First 3-pointer of the game for SNU in 4 attempts, and Hoffman shooting just 17% from 3 this season. Gets her first. King jumps the passing lane, saves it as she goes into the scorer's table. King levels ahead to Giddy. Outside Duncan, up top Hoffman. 3 for another one. That one is no good from deep. Nyberg the offensive rebound. Still 20 on the shot clock as Giddy gallops across the paint, goes to the right hand, left it short. And Williams has the miss for the Ram Bells. 6 turnovers forced now for the Crimson Storm, but they lead just 8-4. Here's Stevens, up top to Williams. Williams, bounce pass, looking for Burns. Hoffman got her hands on it and stole it away. Hoffman into Burns, layup no good. A lot of contact there. Duncan is there for the miss on the putback.
Sometimes just missing those little simple shots. We're getting those opportunities, but just gotta be able to follow through with it, and that'll help you keep that lead up during the game.
Burns misses the corner 3. Duncan with a nice pass to Giddy, who wasn't looking for it. Off her hands and out of bounds. 4th turnover for the Crimson Storm, and it was the right play, but except for the fact that Giddy was not looking for it. 2:40 to go in a back and forth opening quarter. Southern Nazarene leads 8-4. They have forced 7 turnovers. They have 4 themselves. Here's Burns on the left wing. Tried to go to Stevens on the roll, intercepted by Duncan. Duncan 2-on-1 with Nyberg. Nyberg, pass deflected and stolen away by the Ram Bells. Here's Stevens. Right corner, Esquivel. 3-pointer on the way, off the back iron, no good. Williams, the offensive rebound. Goes to the left hand, throws it up, no good. Loose ball, Burns goes down to get it. She's in trouble on the baseline. And a timeout is called by Alicia Ellis to save the possession for Angelo State. With 2:04 to go in the first quarter. Be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Esther back and forth we go. None of it particularly pleasing from a basketball perspective, though.
I was about to say the same thing. It seems like a lot of the same things happening between both teams here. A lot of just turnovers and then just a little bit of messy. Seems like everyone's kind of on their toes currently as this quarter goes on.
Esther, I'm not sure if Trent May said a single word in that timeout huddle there.
I don't think so either.
15 on the shot clock for Angelo State as we come out of the timeout. That pass hit the underside of the backboard from Lauren Catherman, who's in for the first time. Lumsden also back in for the Rambells. Those swaps for the Crimson Storm out of the break. That pass up top for Williams, deflected by Nyberg, stolen. Here comes Hoffman, 3-on-1. Hoffman over to Nyberg, blocked by Williams. Duncan grabs it back for SNU though. Duncan wide open left corner three, in and out. And a foul over the back on the Crimson Storm going for the rebound. It's going on Hoffman, her first, team's first, with 1:51 to go in the quarter. Catherman, the senior out of Lubbock, Texas, stands 5'8", transferred in from St. Edwards. She averaged 8 points and had 62 steals a season ago. Esquivel, a freshman, working against the senior King over on the right wing. Drives by her, pulls up right block, and got bumped from behind. So it looked like King ran pell-mell into the back of her head. And I think King's got a bloody nose as a result of it. So King checks out and will deal with the nosebleed. Hannah Giddy also out for SNU. Carly Gassaway in along with Shannon Burton. Gassaway, the junior out of Choctaw, Oklahoma. He's played just 3.5 minutes per game this season. Meanwhile, Shannon Burton, junior out of Maitland, Australia. Second free throw is no good, but Williams is called for the over-the-back foul on Hannah Duncan. It's a good box out there by Hannah to draw the foul on Kanaya Williams. Her first, team's third. Our score stands 8-5, Southern Nazarene. SNU just 3 of 16 from the field. The Rambells 2 of 10. Here's Hoffman, left wing. Dumps it into Burton. The pass deflected by Stevens, but Burton got it back. To the left block, outside Duncan. Left corner three, on the way, and good from Hannah Duncan. Just her second made three-pointer of the season. It's been a struggle so far for Hannah this season. She got that one to go. Stevens goes to the right hand, missed the shot. Burton with a nice rebound, but is tied up by Stevens. And the alternating possession gives it back to Angelo State with 1:01 to go in the quarter. 11-5 SNU. Crimson Storm 4 of 17 from deep, but 2 of those are three-pointers. And Williams collected the inbounds, didn't put the ball on the floor, and traveled with it for the 10th turnover of the quarter for Angelo State. SNU 6 points off those turnovers thus far. Nyberg picks up her dribble, needs to get rid of it, does to Duncan on the left wing. Now Nyberg, right corner. Back to Duncan, pass a little high, but Hannah tracks it down with 8 on the shot clock. Here's Hoffman, left wing, drives to the basket, blocked out of bounds by Stevens. Great defense there from Stevens. 3 on the shot clock for Southern Nazarene. 33.5 to go on the quarter clock. Hoffman looking, gets it into Gassaway. Gassaway fires it up. It's off the rim, no good. And Stevens clears for the Rambells. Stevens already with 10 rebounds in the ball game here in the first quarter. Lumsden pulls it out near midcourt. 15 on the clock. Shot clock is off. Heads right behind the Williams pick. Lumsden to the basket. Hit the underside of the backboard with a shot, but a foul is called on Hannah Duncan. Her first and the team's third. And Maddie Lumsden, the sophomore out of Argyle, will shoot 2 free throws with 7 seconds to go in the quarter. First one from Lumsden off the back iron, no good. Second one, in and out. Burton the rebound for SNU. Nyberg to push. Gets past Lumsden midcourt. Kicks it out. Gassaway open 3 from the corner is good, but an offensive foul on the pass will wipe the basket off as Nyberg went barreling in to the Rambell's defender in the paint. Unfortunate as Gassaway hit it with 0.5 on the clock. Esquivel gets it in, and that's how the first quarter ends. 11-5, Southern Nazarene with the lead over Angelo State here 2 days before Thanksgiving. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, start the second quarter here at the Sawyer Center. Again, SNU 11, Angelo State 5. This is SNU basketball.
A beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU leads 11-5 after 10 minutes of play here in Bethany. Jillian Crawford into the game for SNU along with Jenna Bay back out there as Duncan and Hoffman take a seat to start the second quarter. SNU going with pretty much an all-bench lineup. Bay got the start today, but Duncan has started the majority of the first 5 games. 15 on the clock. Bay out to Nyberg, right wing. Nyberg, shimmy shake, drive, off glass, and good from the freshman, Bracy Nyberg. Excellent shot there by Nyberg, pulling up short after collecting an offensive foul for not doing so just a moment ago. Esquivel wide open 3 from in front of the SNU bench is up and good. Esquivel shooting just 25% from three-point range, but leads the team with 6 makes so far this season. Nyberg all the way to the basket, blocked out of bounds by Williams, but another offensive foul is called on Nyberg as it was Esquivel who stepped over and took the charge. So 2 fouls on Nyberg, both of the charge variety. She'll have to come out of the ball game. Katie King back in after getting the bleeding stopped, literally this time. Bounce comes to Burns. SNU picking up full court, having already forced 10 turnovers today. Burns working against Gassaway into the front court. Here's Williams over to Esquivel, right wing. Down low, Williams, one dribble, off glass, and good. SNU very small out there right now for the 6'4" Williams. She gets her first points of the day. 13-10 SNU. Here's Crawford, left wing. Left elbow to Burton. Up top, Bay sets her feet, fires a wide open three. It's perfect from Jenna Bay.
Beautiful shot right there. Perfect arch and all.
Bay with 8 points to lead the Crimson Storm. She's 3 for 3 from the field. That's her first three-pointer of the day. 16-10 SNU. Nearly 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Here's Stevens. Lumsden, she'll try a three to answer from the left wing and knock it down. Second three-pointer of the quarter for the Rambells. Heard Trip May, they're going to shoot a lot of them. They shoot just 26% from deep, though. Crawford dumps it into Burton. Pass deflected, stolen by Stevens, who came over on the double team. Here's Lumsden, tried to get it down low to Williams, but was denied. Outside Esquivel, guarded by Crawford. Down low Williams, got around Bay, left-hand hook shot, no good. Good defense there by Jenna, challenging that. Despite the 7-inch height advantage for Williams. Here's Bay to Burton on the baseline, got away with a travel. Burton steps through on Williams and is knocked to the floor by Williams. So a very net positive result there for the Crimson Storm as Burton got away with a travel on the beginning of her drive and then was fouled by Williams. Williams will check out along with Stevens as the Rambells go a little bit smaller. Marquette is back in along with Betty Hamori, freshman out of Budapest, Hungary. Stands 6'2", though, so not much smaller. Burton's first free throw is short for SNU, her first free throw attempt of the season. Averaging 3 points this season per game. Second one for the junior is up and good. She'll check out. Hannah Giddy back in. 17-13. Crimson Storm with the lead. 7:27 to go, second quarter. Burns looking for someone. Gets it into Lumsden. She'll race into the front court, guarded by King. Baseline, Hamori. Now Lumsden will drive. Baseline, kicks it out. Esquivel, left corner three, up and good. Right in front of the SNU bench. Second time they've lost Esquivel here in the quarter, and the lead is just one for SNU, 17-16. Rambell's now 3 for 3 from deep here in the second quarter. Here's Gassaway, up top to Crawford. Crawford left to the paint to Giddy, doubled outside to Bay. One more to King, right corner, back to Crawford. Crawford driving with 8 on the shot clock, had her pass knocked away, but Marquette caught it out of bounds. 6 on the shot clock for SNU. Crawford checks out, Jordan Hoffman back in. King inbounding right baseline. Finds Bay at the right elbow, puts up the shot, in and out. Gassaway, the offensive rebound. She was fouled going up by Esquivel as she undercut her on the offensive rebound attempt. Fifth offensive rebound for SNU here in the first half. Grona coming back in for Esquivel, who checks out. That was her second personal foul. Second on the Rambells in the quarter. King needs help. Lobs it up top to Gassaway, right wing. Now here's Giddy holding. Hands off to Gassaway in front of the Rambells bench. Lobs it into the middle of the paint. Giddy had to tip it to herself to collect it. Goes to the basket, is fouled by Hamori as she went up with the left hand. So Giddy going to the line for 2 free throws. First on Hamori, third on Angelo State. Giddy just 42% at the free throw line this season. All 12 of her free throw attempts have come in the last 2 games. Shooting just 49% this season as the first free throw clambers in. Averaging 18 points, 7.5 rebounds, 3 assists with 14 blocks. So the numbers look good, but the methodology hasn't been the best thus far. And certainly plenty of room to grow for the senior. She splits the pair of free throws. SNU leads by 2, 18-16. Hamori up top to Marquette, stolen away by Jenna Bay, and then she got knocked down and dribbled the ball off her leg. No call. It goes over to Angelo State. Jenna Bay came up looking for a whistle. And is going to ditch the knee brace that was on her right leg. Bay had a little off-season procedure, but says, get that brace out of here. I don't need that. Inbounds comes to Lumsden. Working against King near midcourt. Hoffman shoots the passing lane, saves it. Lumsden goes in the backcourt to claim it. Great hustle there by Hoffman. Burns. Up top. Here's Grona, pulls up left to the paint, missed the shot. Marquette, the offensive rebound. She brings it back out for a fresh 20. Lumsden calling for the screen. Step back three is on the way. It's an air ball. Not sure if King got a piece of it or if the challenge was just that good. King doubled in the corner, but it goes away, and she'll work it across half court for SNU, maintaining an 18-16 lead. Here's Bay, needs help. Skip pass to King, top of the key. Hoffman, entry pass to Giddy. Skip pass to Gassaway. Gassaway pulls up from 18, too strong. Box out on Giddy by Burns to allow Stevens to collect her 10th rebound of the game. Here's Burns out top. Drives to the basket, splits the defense, missed the shot. Rebound deflected out of bounds off of Angelo State. Over to the Crimson Storm. Gassaway checks out. Umi Atsuka back in for the Crimson Storm. 5:01 to go before halftime, 18-16 SNU. There's Bay, left wing for SNU. Giddy at the left elbow. Up top now, Bay hiding behind the Giddy pick. Waits for the switch, lobs it inside. She's grabbed and held. Giddy was trying to get position in the paint. I believe this is going to go on Marquette. And it is. Fourth team foul on the Ramblers, first on Marquette, and that takes us to our under 5 stoppage. 18-16, Southern Nazarene with the lead. 4:43 to go in the second quarter. We'll take a timeout and come back with more. This is SNU basketball.
Renew is the University Counseling Center. We are located at 6710 Northwest 43rd Street, just north of the Webster Commons. Renew offers a variety of services, including individual counseling, couples counseling, and psychoeducational workshops. The first 5 sessions for students are free, and students will never pay more than $10 per session. Faculty counseling is just $40 per session. Renew is open Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Fridays from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. For more information, visit renew.snu.edu or email renew@mail.snu.edu.
Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU leading Angelo State 18-16. Crimson Storm coming to this one 2-3 against a really tough non-conference schedule. Losses coming to Missouri Southern, #1 Texas Women's, and top 25 Pitt State. Easy to forget that SNU started off the year slow 2 years ago, and before they went 21-1 in Great American Conference play, winning the regular season title and tournament championship. Started 1-3 against, again, really tough competition. So you would love to duplicate that bounce back. Hoffman up top to Bay. 20 on the shot clock here. Here's Giddy, right elbow. Back cut to Bay. Got in a little too deep. Has to shuffle it back out top to Hoffman. Hoffman over to Bay, right wing. Crosses over, drives into the paint. Floater off the glass. It dies on the back rim and falls. Jenna Bay with 10 points. She's got half of SNU's first half total. And the Crimson Storm lead 20-16. Here's Grona. Cuts it over to Marquette. Might have been partially blocked by King. She missed it badly. Here comes SNU. Bay open on the right wing. Thought about the three, but the Rambells closed quickly. Here's Atsuka. Dumps it down to Giddy. Double team. Hoffman wide open top of the key. No good from the three-point line. Grona working it up court against Katie King. SNU just 3 of 6, and an offensive foul is called on Grona as Hoffman stepped in and took the charge on the drive by Taylor Grona. Nice job there by Hoffman, who's been quite active defensively this evening, Esther.
She has indeed. I was just about to say she's been all over. She's been taking the ball as soon as she gets the opportunity, and she's just going with it. She's really hustling tonight, and it's definitely making a difference on the court.
A foul in the backcourt on Grona, and she picks up 2 quick ones. And that's team foul number 5 on Angelo State. So Katie King going to the line for 2 free throws here. Grona checks out, Landry Morrow back in. King averaged 16 points a game at Cameron last year. It's been a bit of a struggle offensively for the senior, but SNU at least hopes broke out a little bit against Missouri Southern on Saturday. 19 points, knocked down 3 three-pointers, her first double-figure outing of the season, but she missed the first free throw there. Second one on the way, also no good. Rebound battled for inside, and that's going to be a foul, I believe, on Hannah Giddy, going over the back of Madeline Stevens. Her first, team second. And Rambells with 5. Angelo State's had foul issues this season. Had at least 20 fouls in 3 or 4 games, and now a 5-second count in the backcourt. Great pressure by King and Atsuka, forcing the turnover there. That's number 13 of the first half for Angelo State. Again, they came in averaging over 23 per game. Here's King, logs it up top to Bay. He's been SNU's primary offense thus far. Giddy, shimmy shake on Stevens. Got down deep, found a cutting Atsuka, lost the ball. Bay right there, puts it up and in. Great cut by Atsuka, fumbled the pass, but Jenna Bay there. She's got 12, and SNU's lead is back to 6, 22-16. Their biggest lead was 5 here at the beginning of the second quarter. Morrow hands to Burns, to the left block, off glass, it falls off, no good. Giddy, a strong rebound. She's fouled in the backcourt. Foul is on Burns. A bit of a frustration foul after missing the shot. So Hannah Giddy going back to the free throw line. 1 point, 2 rebound, 3 assists so far for Hannah, who hadn't made a field goal yet. Catherman coming back in for Burns. For the Rambells.
Number 14, Lauren Catherman. Number 14, Catherman.
Giddy's first free throw, too strong off the back iron. It's been a struggle everywhere shooting the ball for SNU, both today and for the season thus far. 39% from the field, 22 from 3, and 64 from the free throw line. Giddy goes 1 for 2 there, 23-16. The numbers for today for SNU. As Morrow working it into the front court against Atsuka. SNU 31% from the field, 3 of 9 from deep, and 5 of 10 from the free throw line. Lumsden to the basket, missed the layup. A flop warning is going to be issued to Atsuka. But up ahead, Jenna Bay, open left corner 3. She got another one! The basket's a hula hoop right now for her, Esther.
I was about to say she's on fire. She's made, I think, pretty much almost every single 3 she's shot today, and it's looking good for her.
15 points for Jenna Bay as SNU's opened up a double-digit lead. Timeout called by Angelo State. We will keep it here through the timeout. SNU now 4 of 10 from three-point range. Still shooting just 33% as a team. despite forcing 13 turnovers, just 8 points off those turnovers thus far. Overall, SNU 5 of 8 from the field here in the second quarter, but just 3 of 8 from the free throw line. And then 4 of 9 for the ball game. It's a 9-0 run for the Crimson Storm over the last 4.5 minutes to stretch this lead back to 10 after the Rambells started the second quarter with 3 consecutive three-point makes. Here's Lumsden, dribbling it off her knee, out of bounds. That's turnover number 14 for Angelo State.
I think they're becoming more and more frustrated as the time goes on here, as the game continues, and it's working out in the Storm's favor, and I mean, there's no complaints about that.
Came into the day with 5 players on the roster, at least 11 turnovers through 4 games. King pestered with 10 on the shot clock and is fouled by Catherman on the dribble drive.
Foul is on Lauren Catherman, her first personal foul.
First on Catherman. The foul starting to pile up for the Rambells. It's now 11 here in the first half. Subs here for Angelo State as Catherman and Lumsden check out. Grona and Burns back in. King's first free throw, up and good. Second one from King, also true. So King now 2 of 4 at the free throw line. She's got 2. The lead is 12. And the run is 11-0 for the Crimson Storm. Over 5 minutes of game time. Pass deflected, Grona got it back, then lost it off her leg. Great double team there by Bay and King. Right in front of the SNU bench. And Grona has to come out. Mascaville, or Magic Esquivel, back in. She's been on the bench for a while with 2 fouls. She's got 9 points. She's been the offense for the Rambells, and that evaporated once she went out with 2 personal fouls. Here's Giddy working on Stevens. Takes her to the block. Left-hand shot blocked. Got it back. Banging with her. Missed the shot too strong over the rim. Esquivel got around Bay to the right block. Blocked by Giddy. Out of bounds. Good denial on the drive there by Hannah. Her first block of the game. .24 on the shot clock, 90 seconds on the quarter clock for the Rambells. Stevens into the paint, pivoting, got around Giddy, missed the shot. Giddy with the rebound up ahead to Bay. Cross-court pass to Hoffman on the run, stops, forced it up under Burns, missed the layup somehow. And Stevens another rebound, her 11th. Burns working up top. So we tick down to a minute to go in the first half. Burns gets by Hoffman, pulls up, blocked by Hoffman, but a foul. Trent May can't believe it. Looked pretty clean from here. That's going to be the second foul on Jordan Hoffman.
Fouls on Jordan Hoffman, her second personal foul, and he burns in the line for the Rambells, shooting 2.
Burns' first free throw up in no good. Rambell is just a 65% foul shooting team. Burns 60% at the charity stripe this season. Second one is good. Hannah Duncan coming in for Hoffman, who sits down with 2 personal fouls. 1 minute to play, 28-17. First points in 6 minutes for the Rambells. Crimson Storm lead this one. King drives and kicks. Left wing, Bay, another three. That one no good. King takes the offensive rebound away from Esquivel. Atsuka over to Bay. Gives it left elbow to Giddy. No double team this time as Giddy working against Stevens to the right hand. Baby hook good from Hannah Giddy. Her first field goal of the game in 6 attempts. Shot clock is off for Angelo State as SNU leads 30-17. Burns working out top against Hannah Duncan. Nearly lost the dribble all by herself. Burns drives to the basket. Throws up a wild shot. No good. Atsuka has the rebound. Trying to get away from a tie-up. She does. Fires it up ahead to King, who's all by herself. Stops, lets Esquivel fly by, and she lays it in. Great heady play there by Katie King, and SNU ends the half on a 15-1 run to take a 32-17 lead into the halftime locker room. We'll take a timeout, extended break. We'll come back with first half stats, scores from around the conference, and get you ready for the second half of action. Again, here at the Sawyer Center at halftime, it's 32-17, Southern Nazarene. Don't go anywhere. This is SNU basketball.
SNU is really different. We're a small community, we all know one another's names, and I really love it here.
Being at SNU prepared me to be a working individual, as well as a leader in my church, home, and community.
SNU really set me up for life. I met my best friends here, I met my husband here, I got to travel the world. I am so glad I was able to attend SNU.
SNU has made me into the man I am today.
My name is Haley, and I am a proud graduate of Southern Nazarene University.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
It's a beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
If you're watching our live stream, welcome. My name is Danny Thomason, and I'm the Director of Intercollegiate Athletics here at Southern Nazarene University. We're glad that you're enjoying our live stream. I just want to let you know that we believe that we can impact our student athletes here at Southern Nazarene University in 3 really important ways. First and foremost, always spiritually. We want our student athletes to grow spiritually. Secondly, we want them to grow academically. We want them to walk across that stage and get that degree, which is so important in their success in life. The third way is we want your athletes to be successful in their chosen sport. And we have an incredible staff of coaches and support staff that help them to do that, and a lot of resources. So thank you, and if you want more information about Southern Nazarene University Athletics, go to snuathletics.com, snuathletics.com, and remember, always bolts up. Woo!
SNU sets the standard for innovative servant leadership. Students from every discipline are exposed to leadership opportunities where they can thrive. In more than 45 majors, students experience true integration of faith and learning, rising to be leaders in their field. SNU is the place for educators to take the next step and earn a master's or doctorate in education and leadership, with over 400 ed leadership graduates serving across Oklahoma. If you're starting as a freshman or earning a master's or doctorate, SNU is the place for you.
Renew is the University Counseling Center. We are located at 6710 Northwest 43rd Street, just north of the Webster Commons. Renew offers a variety of services, including individual counseling, couples counseling, and psychoeducational workshops. The first 5 sessions for students are free, and students will never pay more than $10 per session. Faculty counseling is just $40 per session. Renew is open Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Fridays from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. For more information, visit renew.snu.edu or email renew@mail.snu.edu.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU leads at halftime 32-17 over the Angelo State Ramblers. Luke McConnell, Esther Santos back with you here at Bobby Martin Court. And Esther, SNU not shooting particularly well from the field, just 33% for the game. But two key things, the Ramblers shooting significantly worse than the Crimson Storm at just 24%, and SNU's been getting to the free throw line as well, and that's led them to a 15-point lead.
That is very true here, and as we're watching, we see that both teams are having the opportunities to take the shots, to take the moments. There's just been it's a big fouling game here, as we see for both teams. And yes, we're having those opportunities to be on the line, but we also need to be making some of those shots. And I think, yes, we've got a big point lead here going forward, and hopefully we can keep that up during this next half. But just these little things, these little mistakes, but if we just kind of clean it up here in this half about to begin, I think it could really benefit the girls some more here.
SNU again shooting 33% from the field. They're 4 of 11 from three-point range and 6 of 11 from the free throw line. The Ramblers 24% from the field, 3 of 8 from three-point range, and 2 of 6 at the free throw line. SNU has an edge on the glass, 23-22, which is a big deal because SNU has been out-rebounded in all 5 games they have played thus far this season. A 7-5 edge in offensive rebounds as well. Also a big margin because SNU has allowed 14 offensive rebounds per game over their last 3, while the Ramblers have collected 31 over their last 2, so SNU doing a great job on the boards through 2 quarters. 15 turnovers for the Ramblers at halftime, and SNU's only been able to turn those into 10 points. Just 2 points for the Ramblers off 9 SNU first half turnovers. Crimson Storm 14-6 on points in the paint, and 3 second chance points off those 7 offensive rebounds. Individually, Jenna Bay leading the way for the Crimson Storm. 15 first half points, a couple of 3-pointers. She's 6 of 8 from the field. 4 points each for Katie King and Hannah Giddy. 3 for Hannah Duncan and Jordan Hoffman, and 2 for Bracy Nyberg. 9 points for Magic Esquivel to lead the way for the Ramblers. Nobody else with more than a single basket for Angelo State. Taking a look at scores from around the conference, GAC play gets underway on Tuesday here at the Sawyer Center as SNU plays host to Arkansas Monticello. Lubbock Christian with a 67-59 win over Southwestern Oklahoma State, giving the Bulldogs their first loss of the season. Third quarter action in Mississippi, it's Delta State 44 and Harding 34 right now. Bit of a surprising score as the Bisons on the road, shooting this 39% on the road thus far in that one. Mississippi College 20, Henderson State 11 midway through the second quarter. And a tough start to the year for the defending tournament champion, GAC tournament champion Reddies. And those continue as they're shooting just 19% in the game thus far. On the men's side, Southwestern Oklahoma State taking on Cameron this evening. Southeastern playing host at Texas Permian Basin. Northwestern hosting Friends. Ouachita is hosting Ecclesia. East Central hosting Dallas Christian College. Harding is at Christian Brothers. Henderson State hosting Hendrix College. And Arkansas Monticello is at Delta State. Keep you posted on any scores that come across while we're on the air this evening. But Esther, as you look ahead to the second half, what are you looking for out of the Crimson Storm?
I think more just of a open mindset here coming into this next half. The girls from both teams, again, they look like they're a little flustered as they're playing a bit and just going back and forth. I think if they just kind of clean it up a little bit and just kind of take their time, I feel like maybe it's a little bit of rush every once in a while. So if they really just take the room that they have on the court, I think it'll be a big help.
SNU comes out in their original starting 5, Giddy, King, Hoffman, Bay, and Otsuka. The Ramblers counter with one change in their lineup. Got Lumsden, Stevens, Esquivel, Marquette, and Williams is out there now. Kanaya Williams in the second half starting lineup for Landry Morrow. Here's Marquette on the right wing. Williams down low for the Rambles, off glass and good. With the baby hook over Jenna Bay. Again, a 7-inch height difference there for the Rambles, and they went right to it for their first field goal since the 3-minute mark of the second quarter. Katie King on the back cut, beautiful feed from Hannah Giddy. Her 4th assist of the game. King now with 6 points. And SNU quickly answers the bucket by Williams. That pass from Stevens deflected by Atsuka. Off the shoulder of PA announcer Mark Brown. Need to have some better hands there, Mark. Stays with Angelo State with 19 on the shot clock. And Marquette down to Williams over the top of King. Missed the shot, got her own miss, missed it again. Lumsden had it tied up by King, and it's SNU ball on the possession arrow. King active to start the second half. Marking right wing, goes left behind the pick from Giddy. Kicks it out, Atsuka on the left wing. Atsuka got around Esquivel, and Esquivel bumped her to the floor. It's gonna be foul number 3 on Esquivel. First foul on the Rambles, a minute gone by here in the third quarter. And a fresh 20 on the clock for the Crimson Storm. King sends it up top to Giddy. Hands to Atsuka. Atsuka, crossover. Trying to get free of Stevens. Pulls up, left of the paint, missed the shot. Off the front iron. Williams up ahead to Marquette for the Rambles. Down low, Stevens. Working on Giddy. Got her around her with the left hand and put it up and in. Just over the outstretched arms of Hannah. And Stevens finally on the board. She had 11 rebounds, 4 steals, and 2 blocks in the first half. No points, though. That's her first bucket of the evening. Here's Giddy. Double team comes from Lumsden, and a reach-in foul is called on Maddie Lumsden, who got too much arm as she tried to knock the ball free.
Fouls on Maddie Lumsden, her second personal foul. Team foul number 2.
King inbounding. 8:23 to go, third quarter. Right wing, Jenna Bay. Down low to Giddy. Giddy waits for the double to clear. Sends it back up top. Atsuka wide open, top of the key for 3, and she bangs it in. Atsuka with her first bucket of the game. And SNU's got their biggest lead at 16, 37-21. SNU now 5 of 12 from deep. Down low, Williams goes to the left hand over Bay and gets it to go. SNU seems quite content to let Williams take advantage of the mismatch inside. See if any adjustments come as the quarter goes along. Giddy doubled, skip pass, Hoffman right corner, up top to Bay. Back down low to Giddy. Goes to the right hand over Williams, off glass and good. Giddy with her second field goal, 39-23. Lumsden is poked from behind by King, and that's going to be the second foul on Katie King. First foul on the Crimson Storm here in the quarter with 7:27 to go in the third period. SNU leads 39-23. Outside Stevens, fires a right wing 3. That's good from Madeline Stevens. Just 1 of 5 from deep coming into the evening. She knocks down the triple to make it 39-26. Hoffman, right elbow to Giddy. Working on Williams to the left baseline. Doubled, needs help, finds King on the cut, high off the glass. It's no good. Rebound fought for. Hoffman got it back. Reverse side layup is good. Just Hoffman's second bucket of the game. She knocks that inbounds pass out of bounds. She's been active all over the court tonight, Esther.
She has indeed, and like I said, we've seen her everywhere. We've seen her offensively. We've seen her defensively. She's everywhere. You turn your head for 1 second, and she'll be there.
Lumsden working it up against some pressure from King. Drives to the left block. Bay goes down. Ball goes out of bounds off SNU. Burns checks in for the Ram Bells. Marquette checks out. 19 on the shot clock here for Angelo State. Lumsden inbounds to Stevens. Got around Giddy, but lost it off her hip, out of bounds. Turnover number 17 for the Ram Bells this evening. SNU with 10 points thus far off turnovers. See if they can add to it right here. Here's Bay at the right elbow. Hands to Otsuka. Fills the spot on the right wing. Down low to Giddy. And nobody on her. Goes to the other hand. Knocked away by Esquivel. Got it back. Outside to Hoffman. Left corner three from the SNU bench off the back iron. Burns had it knocked away by Otsuka, but a foul is going on Otsuka. 6:15 to go in the third quarter. 41-26 Southern Nazarene. Both teams 4 of 6 from the field with a made three-pointer. Inbounds pass, Otsuka tipped it up to herself. 2-on-1, bounce pass to Hoffman. Easy layup for two for the Crimson Storm. And a timeout called by Angelo State. SNU with their biggest lead, 43-26. 6:08 to go third quarter. Timeout on the court. We'll take it as well, as SNU has opened things up here in the third quarter. We'll be back with more. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU leads this one 43-26. Luke McConnell and Esther Santos here with you. The Crimson Storm, 12 of their last 22 over the second and third quarters. Ram Bell shooting well here in the third quarter, 4 of 6 from the field, but already have 3 turnovers here in the second half. Bounce comes to Lumsden, working against Otsuka. Stops at the foul line, pulls up, and it clambers off the rim, no good. Giddy the rebound. Here comes Jenna Bay the other way for SNU. Bay with 15 points tonight. Hits Otsuka on the right wing. Right elbow to Giddy. Hands to King. King is right of the Giddy pick. Back to Otsuka. 10 on the shot clock now for Umi. Left elbow, step through, hangs. Missed it short. Giddy the offensive rebound. Kicks it over to Bay, left of the paint. Bay splits defenders and puts it in. Jenna Bay split the double team. She's got 17 tonight. And the Crimson Storm lead this one by 19 now. Back cut, Esquivel hit the underside of the rim. Williams the offensive rebound, missed it short. Loose ball, got it back, and Otsuka got her hand caught in the cookie jar. Is going to pick up her second personal foul of the quarter. Third team foul on the Crimson Storm.
Her second personal foul, team foul number 3.
Subs here for Angelo State. Williams checks out. Shidara Azilo in for the first time. Azilo, the transfer out of Jacksonville College. Calling for it inside, working against Jenna Bay. Send it back out to Burns. Burns, back cut to Lumsden. Got caught on the baseline, and her shot rattles in for 2.
Maddie Lumsden.
Second field goal of the game for Lumsden. She's got 5. Lead is 17 for SNU, 45-28. King working on the right wing. Here's Bay, dumps it down to Giddy, right of the paint. Giddy is bumped and fouled by Angelo. Her first, team's third. A fresh 20 on the clock for the Crimson Storm with 4:34 to go in the third quarter. Timeout on the court. SNU leads this one by 17, 45-28. Step aside for a timeout and be back with more. This is SNU basketball. SNU basketball out of the timeout. Bracy Nyberg and Hannah Duncan in for the first time here in the third quarter for SNU. Atsuka lost it on the bobble, threw it up at the rim anyway, and it hit the underside of the rim. Here's Burns down low. Angelo leaves it for Stevens on the bounce, and she hit the underside of the backboard with it, but Bracy Nyberg got caught reaching in on the shot, and that's going to be number 3, just like that, on Bracy Nyberg. So Stevens at the line for 2 free throws. First trip to the line today for Stevens, who misses the first free throw. 73% at the line this season. Second one is good. The lead is 16 for SNU, 45-29. Atsuka working left, calling for Nyberg, gets it on the left wing. Nyberg, entry to Giddy, left of the paint. Skip pass, Duncan, right wing. Here's Atsuka in the right corner, and she traveled. Turnover number 10 for the Crimson Storm. Inbounds pass wide of Burns. Atsuka collects it and puts it in. Atsuka with her second basket. Burns and Esquivel, miscommunication in the backcourt between the two freshmen. Burns hands to Lumsden, but goes out of bounds off of Nyberg on the deflection. 19 on the shot clock for Angelo State, 3:43 to go in the third quarter. Esquivel inbounds to Stevens just before the 5-second count. Lumsden tried to hand to Stevens, but a miscommunication on the right wing leads to a travel from Lumsden and another turnover. That's number 20 for Angelo State. Atsuka checks out. Carly Gassaway in for SNU. She's got it on the left wing. Gives it to Giddy, left of the paint, working down on Angelo. Skips it out. Hoffman, right corner 3, too strong. And it skips over the rim. Race for the offensive rebound. It goes out of bounds. Off the rim, Bells. Angelo State saying no one touched it. It's SNU basketball. None of the other officials are going to correct the call. It clearly went out off SNU. Inbounds pass from Nyberg to Giddy. Across the paint, up top, Gassaway. Drives off the glass, good, but an offensive foul. Wiped the basket away. Offensive foul on Carly Gassaway. Third charge on the Crimson Storm this evening. Her first 15 foul on SNU. 47-29 SNU, 3 minutes to go third quarter. Here's Burns all the way to the basket. Nobody stopped her. She missed the layup though. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Azilo. Duncan inbounds to Nyberg in the backcourt. The freshman works it up against fellow freshman Burns. Giddy up top to Nyberg. Needs some help. Here's Gassaway, right wing. In the corner to Duncan, down low to Giddy. Right of the paint, faces up. Backing down is Elo. And a forearm to the shoulder of Giddy from Azilo. A little too aggressive on the post defense there. Her second such foul of the quarter.
First personal foul.
Fourth team foul on the Rambell, so no free throws yet for SNU with 2:36 to go in the third period. Nyberg lobs to Duncan. Swinging around, Hoffman has it at the foul circle, now heads left. Needs some help, picks up her dribble. Gives it over to Nyberg, 10 on the shot clock now. Nyberg had it knocked away. They go to the floor for it, and a tie-up between Nyberg and Lumsden, and the turnover gives it back to the Rambells on the possession arrow. 12 turnovers now for the Crimson Storm. SNU's been pretty solid in the turnover department so far this year, just 11 per game. The 12 so far. Here's Lumsden. Bounce pass over Azilo. Left the layup short. Good challenge by Duncan. Lost the ball. Stevens got it back. Put it in and was fouled from behind by Hannah Giddy.
Fouls on Hannah Giddy. Her second personal foul. Madeline Stevens at the line shooting one.
Second foul on Giddy. Stevens, high arcing free throws off the front iron. Good box out by Hoffman. Hoffman quickly the other way. Cross court skip pass. Gassaway, left corner three is short. Rebound, tipped out of bounds by Zelo. Nyberg inbounding right baseline with a fresh 20 for SNU. Needs help, lobs it in the middle of the paint to Duncan. Outside to Giddy, faces up from 15, in and out on the jump shot. Zelo clears to Burns. Guarded by the sophomore Hoffman. Burns still pounding the dribble, bounces it over to Esquivel. Pulls up just inside the foul line and knocks it down. Esquivel's first bucket since early in the second quarter. She's into double figures with 11. Lead down to 14 for the Crimson Storm at 47-33. 90 seconds to go. Nyberg, nice cut. Good find from Hannah Giddy. Nyberg's second bucket of the game, and the lead back to 16 at 49-33. Here's Burns. Back cut, Esquivel. Again, a nice little pull-up right of the paint. SNU to the front court. Gassaway over to Hoffman. Here's Giddy, right elbow to Hoffman on the cut. Fouled as she hit the underside of the backboard with the shot. She'll go to the line for 2 free throws with 57 seconds to go in the period. Fallon Lumsden's her third. She'll check out. Catherman back in.
Third personal foul.
Giddy checks out for SNU, and Shannon Burton in for first time here in the second half. Hoffman shooting 2 free throws, 7 points today on 3 of 10 shooting for Jordan. 67% at the foul line. off the back iron with the first free throw. Hoffman played 20 games at Cal Poly last year, 4.3 minutes per game. This is her first time playing extended minutes at the college level, being counted on in a big way by the Crimson Storm. It's a maturing process for a lot of these SNU players, even the returners from the last year or two's team. It's being thrust into roles that they haven't had to be with all the veterans. Here's Burns, gives it over to Stevens, got deep. Missed the shot. She was hacked on the arm by Hoffman. That's foul number 3 on Jordan Hoffman, the second SNU player with 3 personal fouls.
Third personal foul. Madeline
Stevens back at the line. She's 1 of 3 at the free throw line this evening. 8 points. Now make it 9. All of them coming here in the third quarter to go along with 12 rebounds, 4 steals, 2 blocks. Second one, clambers in, a double-double for Stevens. Hoffman checks out. Jillian Crawford in for the second time this evening. 47 seconds to go in the third quarter. SNU leads 50-37. Here's Nyberg. Gives it to Burton. Up top to Crawford. Crawford to the basket. Knocked away by Burns. Collected it. Got it back. And shoveled it over to Nyberg, who was fouled going up by Catherman.
Lauren Catherman with the foul. Her second.
Rambells felt that was an all-ball situation, but
Bracy Nyberg shooting 2.
no avail. Nyberg got the line for the first time tonight. 5 of 6 at the free throw line for the season. First free throw is off, no good. SNU now just 7 of 14 from the free throw line. The Rambells 5 of 11. Nyberg missed them both. Here's Burns into the front court. 2-second difference game to shot clock. 25 on the game clock as Burns works up top. Crosses over on Nyberg. Left of the paint, pulls up, off glass with the left hand, it's good. The lead is down to 11. 8 on the clock. Nyberg needs some help. Kicks it to Crawford. Baseline jumper at the buzzer. It's no good. And the Rambells climbing their way back in this one. They score the final 4 of the quarter and have cut the lead down to 11. 50-39 after 3 quarters. We'll take a timeout and come back with more. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. 10 minutes to play in the last non-conference tilt of the 24-25 season for Southern Nazarene. They lead Angelo State 50-39. But Esther, the Rambells closed the quarter on a 13-5 run to cut what was 19 down to 11.
Well, what I noticed was they were taking more of the opportunities that they had. As Esquivel, she was taking just those simple little easy shots, nothing too difficult, but just that way, getting those little easy points there, it's going to bring you back up. And as they were trailing behind, they were able to just cut it short to 11 just off of simple little things.
Here's Hoffman taking Burns to the baseline. Steps around her. Nice job by Hoffman going up and drawing the foul on Addie Burns. So Hoffman with 8 points tonight. 3 of 10 from the field, but she's been active.
Jordan Hoffman at the line, shooting 2.
First one's up and good. One more to come from the sophomore out of Weatherford. Second one is good. SNU now 9 of 17 from the free throw line tonight. The lead is 13, 52-39. Here's Lumsden working into the paint against King. Still dribbling, fires up a wild shot with the left hand. It's no good. Giddy has it. Galloping into the front court, finds Otsuka. One dribble, fades, and missed the shot. Just crawled off the rim. And Williams comes down with the rebound for the Rambells. Burns working top of the key against Otsuka. Hands back to Esquivel. Step back 3. Too strong off the back iron. Otsuka collects the miss for SNU. Up ahead to Bay. Right corner King, down low to Giddy. Guarded by Williams. Giddy, left-hand shot blocked by the 6'4 Williams. Here comes Angelo State. Giddy now just 2 of 9 from the field tonight. Here's Williams, got away with a travel, and Giddy collects the foul. So Kanaya Williams heading to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Williams 6.7 rebounds, 2 blocks off the bench.
Kanaya Williams at the line, shooting 2.
Williams just 3 of 10 from the free throw line this season, misses the first. Second one is perfect. So the lead is 12, 52-40, 8:43 to go in the ball game. Otsuka, down low to Giddy. Double team comes, they swing it around. King, left corner, drives, and a blocking foul call on Lumsden. A lot of contact there. Whistle was a little late, but it was a correct call, and that's 4 fouls on Maddie Lumsden.
Foul is on Maddie Lumsden, her 4th personal foul. Team foul number 2.
Second foul on the Rambells here in the quarter. Here's Hoffman. Entry pass to Bay. Bay, right hand hook shot right into the 6'4 Williams. Easy block for Williams. Up ahead, Esquivel. Left hand layup, too strong, and Stevens clocks Hoffman from behind. No whistle, but it is out on Stevens. So SNU gets possession with 8:17 to play. Bay inbounds to King, but it's knocked out of bounds by Lumsden.
Riley Marquette back into the lineup for the Rambells.
Riley Marquette back in. Lumsden out with those 4 personal fouls. Ball went out into the lobby. Nearly had to pull the spare out before Jenna Bay went and found it. Bay gets into Otsuka. Otsuka working up top. SNU goes into their set. Otsuka still dribbling with 12 on the shot clock. Now here's Bay to Giddy, left elbow. 8 on the shot clock for Hoffman. Hoffman behind the Giddy pick. Hesitates on Williams. Needs help. Gets it to Otsuka. Step back left wing 3 on the way. It's short. And Burns comes up with the miss. Still a 12-point lead for SNU, but the Rambells trying to climb back in this. Dump it to Stevens. Left side of the paint. Faces up on Giddy. Missed the shot badly, but a foul is called on SNU on the rebound. It's going on Jenna Bay. her first personal foul, second team foul with 7:30 to play.
Her first personal foul, team foul number 2.
20 on the shot clock for the Ramblers as Burns, needing help, lobs it up to Esquivel. Lets it go all the way into the backcourt. Esquivel drives left on Hoffman, got it caught on her hip. Gives it to Stevens, up top to Burns. Burns with 10, drives right at Giddy, rejected out of bounds. Alicia Ellis wanting a foul call on Giddy. A lot of contact there, but Giddy kept verticality. Burns just kind of threw it into her arms. 7 on the shot clock here for Angelo State. Inbounds comes to Esquivel, open 3, short. Atsuka has the rebound, and a foul is called in the backcourt on the Ramblers. It's going on Marquette.
Foul on Riley Marquette. Her second personal foul, team foul number 3.
Her second, third team foul. Ramblers continue to employ some full court pressure. Atsuka lost the dribble. Burns attacked, but Atsuka gave it to Giddy. Nearly a disaster there for the Crimson Storm, but SNU holds on to it. Bay knocked off her spot by Williams, gets to King, right wing Atsuka. Driving kick, pass deflected. Bay has it with 5 to Giddy at the foul line. Didn't get it off in time. Giddy got hit in the face. No call, but didn't get the shot off in time either, so it's a shot clock violation on the Crimson Storm. Trouble in the backcourt, and a timeout is called from the Angelo State bench. The sideline official by the SNU bench saying that Angelo State got the timeout first. Trent May imploring the baseline official that he had called the 5-second count first.
He's not looking too happy over there talking to the ref.
Tough simultaneous whistle. The Ramblers bailed out by the officials on that one. SNU maintains a 12-point lead. Neither team has hit a field goal here 3 minutes and 18 seconds into the final period. SNU 0 for 4, the Ramblers 0 for 6. All points coming from the free throw line. SNU just 2 for 2, the Ramblers 1 for 2. And it has not been a pretty shooting night here either way, Esther.
No, it has not. Indeed, on both ends of the court here for both teams, kind of struggling.
Ramblers at 32% for the game, SNU 35%. Ramblers are 4 of 11 from deep and 6 of 13 from the free throw line. SNU 5 of 16 from deep and 9 of 17 from the free throw line. Lumsden gets it into Burns. Back to Lumsden as the Ramblers break the press. Lumsden stops, pops, hits from the GAC logo, and it's down to a 10-point game with 6.5 minutes to go. King. So quickly past Lumsden. Here's Hoffman to Giddy at the foul circle. Needs help. Gets it to Bay, top of the key. Bay picks up her dribble. Gives it back to Atsuka. Down low to Giddy. Double team comes. Kicks it out Atsuka. Rises up from the right wing and splashes a 3. Timeout called by Trent May. .30-second timeout. Let's check scores from around the league. 60-60 the score at Delta State between Delta State and Harding. 24 seconds to go. Delta State basketball with an opportunity to win the game. Down in Durant, Southeastern men leading Texas Permian Basin 17-14. 12:47 to go first half. Second half action down in Lawton, it's Cameron 51 and Southwestern Oklahoma State 32. Here, 55-42, 6 minutes to play. Umi Otsuka now at 8 points, 2 for 4 from 3-point range. Burns on the back cut for Lumsden. It deflects off of SNU out of bounds. 20 on the shot clock here for the Rambells. Bounce comes to Williams, left elbow. Esquivel sets her feet, fires a three, barely grazed iron. Williams tracks down the long rebound. Skip pass, Esquivel drives to the elbow, lobs to Williams, cutting baseline. Loops around Giddy, missed the shot. Bay the rebound, her fourth. Into the front court come the Crimson Storm. Otsuka between the rings. Lobs to Giddy at the foul circle. Giddy faces up. Back cut's not there. Gives it back to Otsuka. Sets her feet from straight away for deep. Just short. Stevens another rebound. Her 15th of the game. Lumsden dumps it down to Williams. Right of the paint. Back up top. Stevens. Stevens working on Hoffman. Bounces it back to Williams. They swing it around. Lumsden open three. Too strong. No good. And an over the back foul on Stevens going around Hoffman. Stevens can't believe it, but it's just her first foul of the evening. Fourth team foul on Angelo State with 4:57 to play in the ball game. 55-42 our score. SNU with the lead. They have led for the duration. As little as 1 and as big as 19. Rambells have tried to climb back in this one, and Lumsden just fouled out of the ball game as she bumped Otsuka to the ground. That's 5 fouls on Maddie Lumsden.
That's the 5th personal foul on Maddie Lumsden. Let's have a nice hand for Maddie and a game well played.
So Otsuka going to the line for 2 free throws with 4:52 to go. And the Rambells will have to go the duration without their primary ball handler.
Replacing Lumsden, Umi Otsuka at the line shooting 2.
Taylor Grona in to replace Lumsden as Otsuka in and out on the first free throw. So 9 of 18 from the free throw line. Second one clambers in for Umi. She's got 9. The lead is 14, 56-42. Burns, back cut. Esquivel slipped as she was going for the reverse layup. She still got it to go in somehow. Esquivel now with 15. I don't know how she did that.
I'm wondering the same thing. I mean, she recovered from it pretty good too. She got up and hustled her right down the court, but that was definitely something.
Here's Otsuka. Got away with a carry there. Giddy with 5 on the shot clock. Faces up, skip pass to King. King with 3, floater over Williams. Too strong. Giddy all by herself on the backside. Blew the layup. Bay forced it back up and is fouled. Oh man, just not Hannah's night tonight. Wide open on the backside. And missed the layup. She's now just 2 for 10 from the field. Meanwhile, Jenna Bay going to the free throw line. 15 first half points, just 2 in the second half here for Jenna. Her second trip to the free throw line tonight. Knocks down the first. Jenna's career high 23 last year at East Central back in December. Second free throw is good. Jenna's been fantastic tonight, 19 points, 7 of 10 from the field, 2 threes, and 3 of 3 at the free throw line. Bracy Nyberg returns for SNU as Otsuka takes a seat. 58-44, 4 minutes to go. Burns outside Stevens, left wing. Couple jab steps on Giddy, fires a three, off the mark. And a foul on the rebound is going to be called on Jenna Bay as she and Williams went up for the rebound. Not sure what else Jenna Bay is supposed to do there. With a 7-inch difference. Grona inbounds to Esquivel, got around Hoffman and threw it in off the glass with the left hand.
She's pulling these shots that I've never even seen possible, but she's making them all. So I guess take what you can get, right?
Don't know too much about the Lone Star freshman class this year, but put Magic Esquivel on your radar for freshman of the year in the Lone Star Conference this year. Burns, down low, Stevens on the back cut, got free of Giddy. The reverse layup makes it a 10-point game again, 58-48 with 3:20 to go. SNU just 1 of 8 from the field here in the fourth quarter. Here's Giddy. Pass was wide of Hoffman and missed an opportunity for an open layup. King got free for 3, missed the shot though. Here comes Stevens for the Rambells. Trying to get this under 10 for the first time in the second half. Down low, Williams turns to the left hand, off glass and good. 8-point game, 2:45 to go. SNU 1 of their last 10 from the field. 1 of 9 in the period. Here's Nyberg up top. Goes left behind the Giddy pick. Leaves it out for Hoffman. 15 on the shot clock. And an offensive foul is the call on Jordan Hoffman as Esquivel took the charge. That's 4 on Jordan. And the 4th team foul in the Crimson Storm. Bay checks out. Duncan is back in to help deal with the height inside of Williams. 2:27 to play. It's an 8-point ball game. SNU's led by as many as 19 here in the second half. Esquivel drives by Nyberg, kicks it out. Stevens into the paint. Creates some space on Giddy, fades, air ball on the shot. Duncan has it, gives it up to King, into the front court, to Hoffman, right corner, drives baseline, runs over Burns, offensive foul, and Jordan Hoffman is fouled out of the ball game. So Jordan Hoffman is fouled out. 10 points tonight, 3 of 10 from the field, 3 rebounds. Back-to-back offensive fouls. For Hoffman, fouls her out of the ball game.
Jordan Hoffman.
Jenna Bay checks back in for Hoffman. 2:05 to go, 58-50 Crimson Storm. Esquivel drives right by Nyberg, leaves it off for Williams. Blocked, but a foul on Duncan for the Crimson Storm. Her second, and Kanaya Williams going to the line, looking to cut this down to a 6-point game. 9 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks for Williams this evening. Williams' first free throw up and good. Williams' second free throw, good. Williams 3 for 4 tonight. She came into this evening 3 of 10 from the free throw line, and Nyberg is fouled by Stevens in the backcourt.
Fouls on Madeline Stevens, her second personal foul.
Second on Stevens. Nyberg going to the line for 2 free throws. 0 for 2 there this evening. SNU 12 of 21 at the free throw line. But they're going to need to turn that around if they want to hold on to this one. Nyberg hits the first one. Three-time state champion at ceiling, three-time state tournament MVP. She's been in clutch moments many times before. Missed the second free throw, though. Duncan tipped the rebound away from Stevens, but to Burns. Burns lobs it ahead to Williams. Good catch, but knocked out of her hands by King. 1:50 to play. 25 on the shot clock for Angelo State. Inbounding right baseline. Esquivel lobs it into Williams. Left of center, now Burns. Trying to go back cut for Grona and threw it away. Trying to do a little too much. Saw the lane, but Grona didn't see it herself. 1:40 to play. SNU leads by 7, 59-52. Here's King. Gives it to Duncan. To Giddy now, right elbow. Cut's not there, gives it to Duncan. Duncan will drive to the basket, high off the glass, left it short. Williams goes to the floor with it, and a tie-up forced by Duncan. Possession arrow favors the Rambells with 1:21 to go. Grona quickly into the front court for Angelo State. Left it back, looking for Esquivel. Nyberg couldn't get there in time. Here's Esquivel. Leaves it for Burns. Burns at the foul circle. Dumps it down low to Williams. To the left hand. Too strong. Stevens, the offensive rebound. Missed the shot. Angelo State wanted a foul. Giddy comes away with it for SNU. Under a minute to go. 59-52. King out top. Hounded by Grona. To Giddy at the right elbow. Here's King, pulls up at the foul line. Good from Katie King. Clock didn't stop, I believe is the issue. Not sure what the officials are going to the monitor to check. Not sure if it's a clock issue or something more nefarious, but Katie King now with 8 points, pushing the lead back to 9 with 42 seconds to go. And Esther, is starting to become a bit of a theme here for the Crimson Storm through 6 games this year. First and fourth quarters, from the field. Second and third quarters have been pretty solid. SNU today, 15 of 31 from the field, just a tick under 30%. But the first and fourth today, 6 of 30, 20%.
I would agree, just even watching them overall throughout this whole game here, the first and now again in the fourth, you're just watching and it's just like, it seems like it's a bit of messy basketball, but during the second and third, they seem to really lock in, and it looks like it's more put together as a team than it has been in the first, and even now just finishing up here with 42 seconds left.
Crimson Storm have also missed 10 free throws tonight, 13 of 23 from the free throw line. So get the clock set back to 44 seconds. 9-point lead for SNU, 61-52. Esquivel quickly into the front court, gives to Burns. Burns dumps it down low to Williams. Lost her footing, that's a travel. Not sure if a timeout called by Trent May to advance the basketball into the front court. Not sure if that was Duncan pulling the chair out from under intentionally or unintentionally, as Williams gave her a bit of a shimmy shake, but the step through was a bit long. So at 34 seconds left, SNU looking to close this one out, even their record at 3-3. Which frankly, with all the new pieces, Esther, and the returners stepping into different roles. If you looked at SNU's non-conference schedule and said SNU would go 3-3, you'd probably take that at the beginning of the season. I know Trent May talks all the time about being greedy. He probably wouldn't have. But realistically, 3-3 is not a bad mark for SNU going into conference play. Bay grabbed and fouled by Esquivel. She'll shoot 2. 4th foul on Esquivel, who's been fantastic tonight. 17 points to lead the way. Bay continues a great run at the free throw line. She's got 20 now, her second career 20-point game. And now a perfect 5 of 5 at the free throw line. 63-52 SNU, 30 seconds to play. Here's Burns, drives by Bay, off the glass, no good with the left hand, but Bay fouled her going up. 3rd foul on Jenna. Burns will go to the line for 2 free throws. 3.7 rebounds, 5 assists tonight for Addie Burns. Knocks down the first free throw. Second one is good as well. May calls timeout to once again advance the basketball. 30-second timeout, 27 seconds on the game clock. Quick check on scores. Final down in Cleveland, Mississippi, Delta State with the upset over the Harding Bisons. A 9-0 run over the last 3 minutes for Delta State to win that one. That's a tough loss for the Bisons. Henderson State gets the win on the road at Mississippi College, winning that one 53-50. And Lubbock Christian defeated Southwestern Oklahoma State earlier this evening, 67-59. Again, those are all women's scores. Bay is grabbed and fouled by Esquivel, who wanted somebody else to come foul Bay because Esquivel just fouled out with that one.
Magic Esquivel. And folks, she played a very good game. Let's have a nice hand for her.
Esquivel fouls out, 17 points tonight. And Jenna Bay stepping to the line with 21 here this evening. First one up and good once again for the junior from Shattuck. Second one rattles in. And Jenna Bay has now tied her career high with 23. Here's Burns, left wing for 3. That's short. Hannah Duncan up for the rebound, and Williams and Bay get tied up fittingly. Jenna Bay involved in that as the possession arrow gives it back to the Crimson Storm with 15 seconds to play. Once again, SNU advancing the basketball into the front court. Just a reminder, SNU back at home on Tuesday, taking on Arkansas Monticello to begin conference play. They'll face Southern Arkansas on Thursday night. Northwestern is the opponent up in Alva on Saturday the 12th. Or excuse me, on Thursday the 12th, and then Saturday the 14th. SNU hosts Southwestern Oklahoma State before ending the December portion of the calendar on the 19th at Southeastern. A little bit of a weird calendar for the GAC this year, with one of the Arkansas trips to Oklahoma coming before Christmas. And the first game out of the gates in January, an in-state contest as King is fouled by Grona with 14 seconds left.
Her fourth personal foul. Katie King.
So we won't, over the course of Christmas break and road trips, we won't see SNU back at home from December 14th to January 16th when they face Henderson State. King goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line. She goes into double figures with 10. Marquette back in for Williams, and Morrow checks out. Haley Flores in for the first time, sophomore out of Auburn, Washington. Bit familiar with Flores and her sister Taylor Flores, who both began their college careers at Arkansas Monticello. Saw them here a couple years ago. Transferred to Northeastern State after that, and that's how they ended up at Angelo State. 9 seconds left. Here's Stevens. The corner to Marquette. Fires a three. Partially blocked by Duncan. Loose ball. King fell down on the baseline with it, so it stays with the Rambells with 4 seconds to go. Inbounds comes to Stevens. Right hand hook. Missed the shot. Giddy has it, and that's going to do it. Southern Nazarene ends the non-conference portion of the schedule 3-3 as they polish off Angelo State this evening, 67-54, the final score here this evening at the Sawyer Center. Esther, your thoughts on this one this evening?
Thought it was a good game. Of course, both teams had their moments of weakness, I feel like, but overall the Crimson Storm showed that even with those minor mistakes, they're still able to make a good outcome here and play as a team and really show, even with new people and even with some old people here, they came out strong. They started off with some struggles a bit, but they came up, cleaned that up in the second and third quarter, and just finished that game off with a good win here, up by 13. But overall, great game here, and can't wait to see them play again soon.
SNU ends the game shooting 34% from the field, 6 of 19, 32% from three-point range, and 19 of 29, 66% from the free throw line. Not a great percentage, but SNU did go 12 of 14 in the fourth quarter, something that Coach Trent May will no doubt be pleased about. The Rambells, 33% from the field, 25% from three-point range, and 59% from the free throw line this evening. SNU out-rebounded again for the 6th time this season, 46-42, including 15-13 on the offensive glass. Just 6 second-chance points off those offensive rebounds for the Rambells, 9 for SNU. The Crimson Storm forced 22 turnovers tonight, only scored 16 points off those turnovers. SNU had 16 turnovers themselves and the Rambells scored 10 points off those turnovers. SNU a 10-2 edge in fast break points, 28-26 on points in the paint as well. Jenna Bay led the way for SNU tonight, 23 points, tying a career high. She was a perfect 7 of 7 from the free throw line and 7 of 10 from the field to go along with 6 rebounds. 10 points each for Jordan Hoffman, who fouled out in 32 minutes, and for Katie King as well. 9 points for Umi Atsuka, 6 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, and 3 blocks for Hannah Giddy. Had a tough night from the field, but did some good things elsewhere this evening for the Crimson Storm. 3 points for Hannah Duncan and 5 points off the bench for Bracy Nyberg. 17 points for Magic Esquivel, leading the way for the Rambells. 12 points, 16 rebounds, 4 steals for Madeline Stevens. 11 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks for Kanaya Williams. 5 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists for Addie Burns. 7 points for Maddie Lumsden. And 2 points for Taylor Grona. So that's going to do it for this one this evening. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll be joined by SNU's Jenna Bay and Coach Trent May as we wrap things up from the Sawyer Center and send you away to your Thanksgiving feasts. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these And welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU wins tonight 67-54 over Angelo State. Joined now by junior Jenna Bay, tying a career high tonight with 23 points. And Jenna, offense a little bit of a struggle to come by for you guys tonight, but you found something in the first half. What was working for you?
I think just continuing to shoot our shots and pound the ball inside. I mean, not every night the ball is going to fall, and we just kept, pushing and getting what we want.
What have things been like through the non-conference for you guys as a team? A bunch of new faces, but also returning faces stepping into a lot bigger roles. What's that transition been like?
I mean, honestly, it's been pretty difficult just trying to play with new people and figure out roles and stuff like that. But, that's what the non-conference games are for, is to get used to each other and learn how to play with each other. And, yeah. How
have you kind of asserted yourself as a vocal leader? You're one of the older players on the team. How have you been able to assert yourself as a vocal leader?
I mean, this is my third year here, so I kind of know what the expectations are and the standards are. So I've just been really trying to take it upon myself to be that vocal leader on the floor, just trying to show the younger girls like what's expected and stuff like that.
A little bit of a hectic start to this one in that first quarter, both ways really. But what allowed you guys to settle in and get that big lead at halftime and extend it in the third quarter?
I mean, we just came together and we said that this is our game, this is our home floor, and we need to play like it, and we did.
You also just decided to be done with the knee brace midway through that second quarter, and what's that been like for you? You've dealt with some injuries over your career. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty frustrating coming back from a knee surgery in May, but the coaches have been great. The team's been great, really encouraging me and getting back to where I can play and feel confident. And, yeah, I took a little fall and it broke, but, I didn't want to be taken out, so I was like, I just got to keep going. So.
Absolutely. Non-conference already in the books. Hard to believe we're already at the end of November. You guys start conference play next week. What are the next steps for you guys as you look for a third straight regular season championship?
Just look back on the games and, what we need to get better at and just keep building. Take it day by day, every practice, work to get 1% better, and just keep building brick by brick.
Well, Jenna, congrats on the win. Congratulations on a great game, and hope you have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
We'll be back with Trent May in just a moment. Welcome back. We're joined by Coach Trent May after SNU's win over Angelo State tonight. And Trent, congrats on the win. Closed non-conference play 3-3, and a lot of good things in non-conference, plenty to work on as well. But your overall thoughts coming out of the non-conference slate as you embark on GAC play next week?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of reference points. That's good to have. Some good, some bad, and but that's life and that's sports. And so I think that the good thing is I like the fact what happened tonight is I absolutely saw growth, and that's one thing I was trying to be very diligent on and looking for in the game is like, are we getting better? And and again, there's going to be ups and downs, and we found a lot of ups, and if we had the down moments, I think we did a good job of responding to those, and so they didn't last too long. So, but proud of our girls as far as tonight's concerned. It can be a little chaotic at times, right? And just like we talked about life, and so I really like the fact that they dug in and there's a good little energy and little more pep to our step tonight. So it felt good to watch, even though again some things aren't again you're not going to play a perfect game. So in those imperfect moments, it was good to see them respond and to really again kind of get that energy level to where we needed to be. And so I think that was the difference tonight. Helps to make shots, as you and I have discussed a little bit, but we did that. And so, but I think with just the mixture of games that we played, and with the reference points, and I think we're at least we should be ready for conference in the standpoint of playing really competitive basketball over these last few weeks. And so now it's it's the conference opportunity to kind of defend our championships. So I'm looking forward to that, and I think our girls are as well, and so they know what's at stake. And so now it's but it's continued. You're going to have growth, but like I told them about pregame, it's if we're not playing our best basketball now, that's okay. I'd rather play our best basketball in March than our best basketball now and not be up to par when it really matters most.
tonight, a little bit of a hectic first quarter both ways on both ends. What allowed you guys to kind of settle in there in that second quarter and take the big halftime lead?
Well, I think I think it gives a little bit of confidence when you look at the scoreboard, and we may not have a lot of points, but neither do they. And so we're still in the game. Some of the games we find ourselves, in a hole when we're digging out of, and then tonight I think you just keep saying, hey, we're not in that hole. And so I think it just, again, it gives you that little momentum, and you feel good when you have the lead a little bit. And so I think just having that lead and then keeping it, sustaining it, winning that run late in the first half, and there was a timeout called, and it was our goal was to sustain that, and then we did, and had a nice lead going into halftime. And so and then you want to continue to punch again when you come out of the locker room. And so with those things, I mean, it's again, you get want and doing are two different things. And so, but I thought we had a lot of things that we got done tonight that we needed to, and the good thing is we can still, there's lots to improve on.
Jenna, 23 points tonight, tying a career high. Some big moments for her, and she was the offense at times there in that first half when you really needed it. And she's one of those stepping into a bigger role as a veteran returner. How have you seen her grow over the course of this year so far?
Well, she's a warrior. She's had to battle a lot physically, and so I'm thankful that tonight, it's you're still looking for the lineups to mesh, trying to find out who's going to start, who's going to be the people off the bench to give the most energy and give you the best punch coming out of the gate. And so going with her tonight in the starting lineup, I kept looking at that scoreboard, thinking that I was glad that we started her. Just for the simple fact that I think she had her maybe first 7 points, or at least the first 5, and and that's when there's not many points being scored. Those you're like, well, I'm sure glad that they sure do. Every one of them counts, and every possession counts. And so having her to out there to do that, and then and then having 23 tonight, playing a lot of minutes, I'm just thankful that her body allowed her to, and that she responded well and was a good calming presence out there. But of course, again, when you score points, that helps the overall feeling of the game.
You mentioned you saw growth tonight. Who else stood out from a growth perspective tonight?
Well, I think there's growth as there's reference points that you can look at and learn from, and the film will provide a lot of that. But I think even in moments that you can make an impact on the game. I think Giddy had 12 rebounds, Hannah had 12 rebounds and 8 assists. I don't think she scored a lot tonight, but you still can have an effect on the game. Katie was relentless on defense. Jordan was great. And I think as you watch film, because we've seen a lot of film where we're doing it wrong, and tonight I think there's a lot of times where we can show it where, hey, this is what we're doing right, this is what works, and this is the why factor of that. And so but I think there's we played 10 people tonight, and I think there was a lot of minutes, and so I think that alone is going, hey, we found some rhythm, we found some continuity, and sometimes you play someone, and again it's you're just trying to find that the best rhythm possible at this time of year.
Well, Trent, congrats on the win, congrats on a solid non-conference slate, and look forward to seeing y'all next Tuesday as we start conference.
Absolutely, appreciate you guys. Roll Storm.
That's going to do it for us from the Sawyer Center tonight. Again, SNU back at home Tuesday against Arkansas, Monticello, 5:30 and 7:30. Conference doubleheader begins here at the Sawyer Center. For all of us here at SNU Athletics, I'm Luke McConnell saying good night from the Sawyer Center and happy Thanksgiving, everyone.